What are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections? In short, what are the 8 parts of speech in English? Want to learn all of these? Grab your pen and paper now because we're learning all of them today. Hi there, this is Parker, and welcome to the first episode of Quick and Quality English Grammar Series. For those of you who don't know us yet, I'm an English teacher from QQEnglish, an English language school based in Cebu, Philippines. If you want to learn English grammar quickly, congratulations! You've come to the right channel. Here we upload several videos to help you learn English quickly. So, if you don't want to miss any of our new videos, please subscribe and like and hit that bell icon below for you to be notified. When studying English grammar, the first and the most important thing you must learn is the 8 parts of speech. In the English language, the 8 parts of speech serve as the ultimate foundation of sentences, or shall we say, the building blocks of the entire universe of English grammar. You can never understand the rules of tenses, word usage, subject-verb agreement, etc. if your knowledge about the 8 parts of speech is not enough. So, what are the 8 parts of speech in English? They are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. I know you're all very excited to learn all of them. So, let's go! What is a noun? A noun is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. There are several types of English nouns. We have common nouns, proper nouns, compound nouns, collective nouns, etc. If you want to learn more about nouns and their types, we'll be uploading a new video about that in the next episode of Quick and Quality English Grammar Series. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for new English grammar lessons. The 2 most common types of nouns in the English language are common nouns and proper nouns. Common nouns are non-specific nouns that are not written in capital letters. For example, boy, girl, teacher, books, food, pen, school. Proper nouns, on the other hand, are specific names that always start with capital letters. For example, Kurt, QQEnglish, Cebu, China, Japan, Parker, etc. To avoid confusion, always remember that nouns can be found anywhere, beginning, middle, or end of the sentence. Now, let's read the sentence together and identify all the nouns. Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately. Exhausting. Can you help me identify all the nouns in the sentence? The nouns we have in the sentence are Mary, house, mom, gift, and office. Among all the nouns, Mary is the only proper noun in the sentence because it's the only noun that's capitalized in the sentence, while the rest, house, mom, gift, and office, are common nouns. The second in the 8 parts of speech we have in English is the pronoun. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. Pronouns are further defined by type. Personal pronouns refer to specific persons or things. Possessive pronouns show ownership. Reflexive pronouns are used to emphasize another noun or pronoun. Relative pronouns introduce a subordinate clause, and demonstrative pronouns identify, point to, or refer to nouns. Some common pronouns we have in English are he, she, it, they, are, we, his, her, etc. Apart from replacing nouns, pronouns also help to avoid making English sentences repetitive, lengthy, and awkward. Whether it is spoken or written English, you'll find it annoying if you read or hear someone saying like this. Mary dropped by their house to give Mary's mom the expensive gift. And then Mary left for the office immediately. Exhausting. It sounds very unpleasant, right? However, when we use pronouns, the sentence reads and sounds better. Consider the sentence with pronouns in it. Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately. Exhausting. In our example, her is an object pronoun, whereas she is a subject pronoun. Both her and she in the sentence replace the noun Mary in the sentence. We'll learn more about pronouns in our other videos, so don't you worry. The third we have is the verb. In English, verbs are words that express action or being. A verb can be finite or non-finite, intransitive or transitive, and regular or irregular. A finite verb is a type of verb that agrees with a subject and shows tense. Every sentence has a finite verb, which is also called the main verb. In contrast, a non-finite verb does not follow a tense and does not agree with the subject. The non-finite verbs are gerund, infinitive, and participle. Other types of verbs we have in English are transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those that need objects, while intransitive verbs don't. And when we talk about the tenses of verbs, we identify them as regular and irregular verbs. These verbs are formed based on their past tense and past participle. Regular verbs are verbs where we only add ed at the end in its past form, whereas irregular verbs are verbs where we keep or change the spelling of the words in their past form. Some examples of regular verbs are talk, talked, walk, walked. Some examples of irregular verbs are is, was, are, were, eat, ate, sleep, slept, put, put. Interestingly, verbs are indeed one of the most exciting topics in English grammar. That's why we'll have a more comprehensive video about this topic in our upcoming videos. Now, let's read our sample sentence again, and let's identify the verbs we have in the sentence. Mary dropped by their house to give Mary's mom the expensive gift, and then Mary left for the office immediately. Exhausting. Can you tell me the verbs we have in this sentence? Perfect. we have dropped, give, and left. Give is in its present and base form. Meanwhile, dropped and left are in their past form. Can you spot the difference in their spelling? Excellent! Dropped is the past form of drop, which is a regular verb. Left, on the other hand, is the past form of leave, which is an irregular verb. Therefore, we can conclude that the present and the past form of drop is drop, dropped, and for leave is leave, left. This time, let's move on to talk about the most colorful words in English, the adjectives. An adjective is a word used to modify or describe a noun or a pronoun. It usually answers the question of which one, what kind, or how many. In English, we always put adjectives before the noun. For example, a blue book, a high ceiling, a smart student, a beautiful car. Unlike other parts of speech in English, adjectives can be stacked together in the sentence. That means to say, you can put as many as 8 adjectives in a single sentence. Amazing, right? If you want to learn more about this, we have published an article in our website so that you'll know everything about the Royal Order of Adjectives. For reference, we'll post the article link in the description box, and I hope you'll check it. Now, let's go back to our sample sentence and let's check the adjective we have in there. Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately. Exhausting. Can you tell me what's the adjective in the sentence? If your answer is expensive, great! You get it right. The adjective expensive there describes the noun gift. What kind of gift did she give her mom? An expensive gift. English is an easy language, right? This time, let's have adverbs. If an adjective describes a noun or pronoun, an adverb, on the contrary, describes a verb, an adjective, and other adverbs in the sentence. In most times, adverbs end in ly, but some, such as fast, look exactly the same as their adjective counterparts. We have several types of adverbs in English. The most commonly used are adverbs of degree, frequency, sequence, manner, place, and time. For adverbs of degree, we have very, enough, completely, extremely, etc. Frequency adverbs include always, seldom, often, never, etc. Moreover, sequence adverbs describe the order in which 2 or more actions happen. These adverbs are first, next, then, lastly, etc. Some examples of adverbs of manner are immediately, carefully, easily, and badly. Adverbs of place include nearby and upstairs, while adverbs of time include tonight, later, and soon. In our sample sentence, Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift and then she left for the office immediately, exhausting. How many adverbs do you think we have there? If you answered 2, spot on! That's the right answer. The adverbs we have in the sentence are then and immediately. The adverb then here is a sequence adverb, while immediately here describes how and in what way the action of a verb is carried out. Immediately is an adverb of manner. Coming 6th in our 8 parts of speech list is the preposition. Prepositions are words that show the relationship of a noun and pronoun to the other words in the sentence. There are about 150 prepositions in the English language, and the most commonly used ones are of, at, to, in, and on. When learning prepositions, you need to always remember that prepositions are words we place before a noun or pronoun to form a phrase modifying another word in the sentence. Thus, a preposition is always part of a prepositional phrase. For example, we say, on the table, at school, top of the world, next to the book, in the box. On a side note, a prepositional phrase is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any other words that modify the object. Most time, a prepositional phrase modifies a verb or a noun. I know this sounds a little confusing to you, but we'll break down everything about prepositional phrases soon, so don't you worry. Using the sample sentence we have earlier, can you tell me how many prepositions do we have in the sentence? Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately, exhausting. We have 3 prepositions in the sentence, namely by, to, and for. Now, let's discuss conjunctions. What are conjunctions? Well, a conjunction is a word that connects words, phrases, or clauses and shows the relationship between the elements joined in the sentence. There are 2 types of conjunctions: coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions connect grammatically equal elements. They are the fanboys, as in for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Subordinating conjunctions connect clauses that are not equal. They are because, although, while, since, etc. There are other types of conjunctions as well. Comparatively, a preposition connects a phrase and a clause, whereas conjunctions connects a clause and a clause. Now, let's consider these sentences. Because of the Wine Festival Parade, Jones Avenue to Colon Street will be closed to traffic. Here, the preposition because of connects the phrase the Wine Festival Parade to the clause Jones Avenue to Colon Street will be closed to traffic. Another example is this. Construction will begin on the new part as soon as all city permits are authorized. Here, the conjunction as soon as has been used to connect the first clause, construction will begin on the new part, to the second clause, all city permits are authorized. Going back to our model sentence, Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately. Exhausting. The conjunction "and" has been used to connect two clauses. One is the clause, Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift. And the other clause, that is, then she left for office immediately. Without conjunctions, the sentence will read like this. Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift. Mary then left for office immediately. However, with the use of the conjunction "and", we were able to connect them and create a sentence that's not repetitive and wordy. The last we have in our list of the 8 parts of speech in English is the interjection. In English grammar, an interjection is a word that conveys emotions such as excitement, dismay, surprise, enthusiasm, and more. It can be a single word or phrase that usually comes at the beginning of a sentence. Interjections do not generally have a grammatical value or connection to the sentence. Some commonly used interjections in English are "Hey!" "Oh!" "Wow!" "Ouch!" and "Bravo!" Interjections usually appear at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. In our sample sentence, Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for the office immediately, exhausting. Can you identify what interjection did we use? Correct. The interjection here is exhausting, which is placed at the end of the sentence. When we just say, Mary dropped by their house to give her mom the expensive gift, and then she left for office immediately, the sentence sounds like a normal statement. Yet, when we add the interjection exhausting, the sentence becomes stronger, more powerful, and more emotional. Now this time, I want you to identify the 8 parts of speech in this sentence. Write the following abbreviations under each word and identify what part of speech does the word belongs to. Now, let's check if your answers are right. The nouns are girl, partner, stage, contest, decision, judges. The pronoun is her. The verbs are danced, won. The adverbs are gracefully, yesterday. The adjectives, talented, young, unanimous. The prepositions are on, from. The conjunction, and, end. The interjection, wow. Now, we have here the words the and a. We call these words articles in English grammar. Actually, we have one published document that gives you a comprehensive explanation about articles. We'll just post the link in the description box for your reference about the topic. So there! I hope you got the correct answers. I know you might find this a little confusing this time, but don't worry, because we got more grammar lessons coming for you soon. Just don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button and hit that bell for you to receive notifications from our channel. If you want to read more about English grammar, you can follow us on our social media below or check the links in the description box. Did you like what you have just watched? Don't forget to share this with your friends, and together, let's enjoy learning English. Until then, see you in our next grammar lessons. This is Parker, and you're watching Quick and Quality English Grammar Series.